What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a shoutcast from Mr. Tamagotchi, fellow content creator. If I remember to, I'll link his channel in the description. Awesome YouTuber. And he ran Triple Counter, an old classic, staple Great League team, to expert in the Great League. Pretty awesome stuff here. We're going to take a look at these battles and see how Mr. Tamagotchi managed to take Triple Counter up to expert. In the first game, we have Deoxys against Umbreon. Everything has play here against this Umbreon because of counter, but Deoxys is probably the worst of the three matchups that we have here. So the opponent swaps in Gligar after Mr. Tamagotchi comes in with the Vigoroth, and if you've played enough Sunshine Cup, you know as well as I do, trainers, that this is not a matchup that Gligar just wins offhand. It has to go even shields with the Vigoroth. Both of these Pokemon can take one charge move from the other because they're just such small damaging moves, right? They don't do much. So the Body Slam is going to come out. We're going to see a bunch of Body Slams and Aerial Aces get exchanged here. Body Slam is also, by the way, not an ice type move on once in a while they slip through the cracks, everybody. I'm just gonna do it on the fly here. Y'all have seen this matchup enough. You don't need me to shoutcast and tell you what's about to happen. Y'all just know. Y'all just know. So we are gonna see Mr. Tamagotchi's Vigoroth win switch at the behest of both shields here. Get the counter down, and now we're going to have the Umbreon locked in against the Obstagoon. Now, the reason why we went down 2 shields and got the farm down was because these Body Slams are going to have a lot of play because the Umbreon is not going to be able to farm this Vigoroth all the way down without taking at least 3 of them. And then afterwards, you simply just force them to throw their energy or get another Body Slam off. And now Obstagoon is going to be locked on to this Umbreon, which is an amazing matchup. Now you have Lantern in the back on the Deoxys, but honestly, this isn't the worst matchup. The opponent will probably put both of their shields into this Deoxys Lantern matchup, but Deoxys is so defensively weighted that it really doesn't matter. So they can go for the Thunderbolt here. They can get the shields. Goon is just tanky enough in this Great League even to do some damage. Now, we're going to see Mr. Tamagotchi reach for the Psycho Boost here. I think this is a good play, but I probably wouldn't have done it before they threw the energy. But now that they threw the Thunderbolt, they're not getting any farm out of this exchange here. The Psycho Boost is not going to get the shield. The opponent still having 1 shield. All Mr. Obstagoon and Mr. Tamagotchi. I was going to say Mr. Tamagotchi, and it's Mr. Obstagoon. Hello, I'm Mr. Obstagoon. Mr. Obstagoon here. Let's want to go home for the rest of the video. Opponent, maybe they just knew it was over, but they decided not to shield. Or did they shield already? And I wasn't paying attention because I was obsessed with Mr. Obstagoon. Oh, that's because they have Umbreon. So for some reason, they think that they need to save the shield. They saved the shield for the Umbreon. Trainer, that was unfortunately a mistake here. The Umbreon cannot get to 2 last resorts in time, and we're going to get the counter down. Counter is just the most oppressive move in the game here as far as fast moves are concerned, and that's going to be a good game. Getting into the next one here, Deoxys against Steelix, another Pokemon the entire team has play against. We've seen this matchup plenty of times in my videos, honestly, in the Ultra League. Deoxys, but Deoxys down here in the Great League, the counters do chunk quite a bit better, which means that you can let them throw that breaking swipe, which is honestly what I usually do, is I just wait for them to throw the breaking swipe, and then I swap out to save the energy on my Deoxys for something else. Now, Vigoroth, rather, Senior Vigoroth, is going to go ahead and get these Body Slams off. The Deoxys does more or less hard counter the Vigoroth, but the opponent having to throw a Thunderbolt here and get rid of all that energy is a little bit less than ideal. So, I got to come up with a name for Deoxys. We've got Senior Vigoroth. We've got Mr. Obstagoon. What are we going to call? Let me know in the comments what we should call Deoxys, because I'm going to come up with it in a couple minutes here as I'm thinking about it. But Deoxys here is going to get a farm down, but not before it has to tank a move. Probably a Thunderbolt here. Nope, just a resistant Psycho Boost, and that's okay. It's a space noodle. I don't really know what to call it. So we have a Lickitung in the back, and now the opponent playing a team that is ABA weak to this counter. It's to this counter team. The entire team is running counter, and the entire oh my goodness. I can't. This is why I don't understand why trainers run teams like this. Like, triple counter makes sense from a team building standpoint because it's Deoxys with 2 things that are reasonably decent into ghost types, right? And dark types. Like, those are Deoxys' hardest counters. You know, Wallower made the team and it made a lot of sense. But like, Steelix lead with an RPS backline, get out of here. So Deoxys catching a good lead here into the Metacham. We're gonna see the Vigoroth pop in. Is that enough for a Blast Burn? I don't know. You let that go? Nope, we're shielding up a Dragon Claw. I don't think that was enough I don't think that was quite enough. But I'm not gonna find out. The next move probably will be enough for a Blast Burn, though, with the slight energy lead. But it doesn't matter because Charizard got shield advantage. Charizard is going to have to farm up. They didn't get to a Blast Burn, did they? There's no way. Oh my goodness, they didn't see. That's what's like. It's like Swampert Mewtwo. It's like they always have a move, right? So the Medicham will be able to get the farm down here, and they are at a severe shield advantage with 2-0 shields. But the amount of energy the Vigoroth has means it's going to be able to pop off at least a couple of body slams to do some chunk damage. And Deoxys with an HP advantage against Medicham is just too good of a matchup regardless. So we're going to see Deoxys pop back in here to absorb any energy. Nope, the opponent's got... Oh no. The opponent's got Registeel, and without shields, this is miserable. Obstagoon's going to get deleted. Hold up. I don't have the button ready. I don't have the button ready. Where's the button? I need to have it ready. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here comes the button. I'm not there yet. Wait, give me a second. There it is. We got it in time. The kaboom goes off. Dude, that's a painful, painful focus blast to take to the face. And I don't think that Deoxys has enough left in the tank to be able to finish this up. So we are unfortunately going to see Deoxys get a bit deleted here by the Registeel. This looks to be a good game already. Quite unfortunate. Zap Cannon going to get the debuff and pretty much seal the fate of Deoxys. But wait! If the opponent tries to make a catch... But they threw energy. Unfortunate. Yep. There's a chance, though, that we could have come... But the Dynamic Punch? There's the Dynamic Punch. Y'all have heard me talk about Dynamic Punch plenty. Anyway... Good game, well played. Couldn't really do much against Registeel in the back, unfortunately. But we get a really nice lead. The entire team crushes the hopes and dreams of Azumarill. So now the opponent save swaps into the... Or not, they don't. It crushes the hopes and dreams of the Sandslash. Not the Azumarill. The Azumarill just happened to be in front of my face when I was saying it, and the brain was like, say Azumarill, stupid. Now we're going to see Mr. Tamagotchi pivot into his Vigoroth here. Not typically a good matchup, but you do want to maintain... I mean, do you really need Switch here? I don't know. I feel like staying in with Deoxys and getting off those Thunderbolts is better because Vigoroth and Obstagoon can both pretty much destroy the Alolan Sandslash unless he's reading a specific team in the back, in which case I suppose then it makes sense. You have to read now. Is the opponent going to go for another Hydro Pump? No, they don't. They go for the Player Off. That's still enough damage to make you worry. The body slams coming out of this Vigoroth come out so quick that that shield may very well come back, or we're going to be able to take switch advantage here. And because Vigoroth is just so healthy, right? It's going to still get plenty more body slams off before going down. The opponent shielding, but not able to keep track of the energy and absolutely loses CMP. Oh, that's unfortunate. If you know you're going to lose CMP and you know, yeah, they just quit. You know, I probably would too. If I'm being completely honest, I probably would too. I got Sandslash and you got a healthy Vigoroth. Dude, absolutely no way. I would have quit too. Good game. All right, Sableye, nasty lead. You got to pivot out. The opponent... Oh my goodness. Oh, I ate like 2 hours ago, and for some reason it's just like, hey, by the way, here we are. No, anyway, y'all don't need to hear that. We got body slams coming off. We got the Gligar matchup in the back. The opponent having a Sableye in the lead means that is a very, very good matchup for it in the lead, so they want to maintain alignment here. So getting alignment would be absolutely crucial, as Obstagoon would be able to hard lock down that the Sableye here. So we're going to see Mr. Tamagotchi look to no shield this move, knowing that he might be able to still win switch or get both shields. I guess it's going to depend on the fast moves here. I think the Vigoroth is going to farm down beforehand. We'll see. I don't know. This is a close one. We're going to have to see what happens here. I think you have to shield and go for it here, unfortunately. But the Vigoroth, oh, with 1 HP, the Gligar still maintains switch advantage. That's tragic. So we're going to hope the opponent has... Oh, okay. I don't know how this goes, but if they get to a Moonblast, it's over. Yeah, he knows it. All right. I was going to say, if they have shields, then Goon might be able to do well there. But able to pick up a 3-2 real quick, climbing up to just under Expert and getting into the next game here. We're going to have another set. You already know he hits Expert. We're going to see how many games we can pull off in this one. Deoxys into Sableye yet again. Once again, probably going to look to pivot into the Vigoroth here. Opponent comes in with Noctowl. This is a losing matchup for Noctowl, especially after the Sky Attack nerf. Now, I'm pretty sure Vigoroth wins this very handily in the 2 shields now. I'm pretty sure... I don't know if Vigoroth can actually absorb energy like you think it might, but I know that the counters plus the body slams make this a very nasty matchup. And because the opponent has simply decided to tank those, now we're going to see how much damage a Sky Attack does because, oh, dude, absolutely. Vigoroth is going to be able to go right through the rest of this thing. Could easily win in, switch, get a Bulldoze off on the Sableye before it goes down if they decide to come back in with the Sableye and get a farm down, which would be very risky for the opponent here because, yeah, that Bulldoze is going to hurt, and you're going to get a farm down and then get met with Obstagoon and be very sad. So Bulldoze is going to take out about half of the Sableye's remaining HP, looking to reach for that Bulldoze, but unfortunately not going to be able to make it, as we are going to see the Body Slam get a shield from the Sableye. Opponent now mad and sad and not very glad, because Obstagoon is going to make you be had. There it is. I got there, guys. Don't worry about it. And then we've got Deoxys on the Azumarill, which is a much better matchup for the Deoxys here. We're going to be able to see multiple Thunderbolts come off of this Deoxys. Azumarill not in a good spot right now because one more Thunderbolt will be enough to KO with the counters. So this is up to the opponent. Are they going to have the Hydro Pump? No, they don't. They have a shield, but it doesn't amount to much because with the Obstagoon having taken that return, that means that the Sableye most likely has no energy left in the tank to handle after this, and now we're probably going to see them look to catch the Thunderbolt here on the Sableye after the opponent throws his charge move here. Play Earth is going to come through. We're looking to see the pivot into the Sableye, catching the foul play. What is going to happen next? Is the opponent, if the foul play is going to come through, do we get the farm down before the opponent can get to another charge move? Gonna go for it, able to get there with 1 or 2 HP in a dream, and going for these Night Slashes here. Now, I think that Mr. Tamagotchi throws right away here because he's not sure if he's going to live the bubble, which makes a lot of sense because he's not. And then we go straight for the Psycho Boost afterwards, which is gonna get the KO here and take out the Azumarill. And he's gonna hit me if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's left, right, and good night. Homage to Mr. Tamagotchi's key catchphrase. I'm not gonna do it again because if I butchered it, I don't want to screw it up again, but appreciate you, man. Getting a Mantine lead here with Thunderbolt. This is really good. I don't know if it one-shots the Mantine, but it probably comes close. Going for the Psycho Boost. The opponent looks to catch the Thunderbolt on their Diggersby, and unfortunately for them, they're catching the Psycho Boost. And now the Vigoroth is going to come in, and the opponent says, I'm done. There it is. He's like, oh, this dude's running triple counter. There's no way I'm winning this game. Well played. That's it. That's over. It's done. That's it. That's the magic. All right. Nidorina on the lead. I played one of these a few days ago. Is this the same trainer? I don't know, but if it is, that's pretty cool. Anyway, Tamagotchi is going to throw up to his Psycho Boost. He's going to get up to the Thunderbolt, throw the Psycho Boost here, and then immediately pivot into Vigoroth. Unfortunately, Nidorina does resist the counter damage, so a Poison type here is very awkward for this team, especially when Deoxys can't get the damage off because it needs to. But Body Slam is going to be sent out here into the Nidorina here, and we're going to see if this Nidorina is running Poison Fang and another move. Usually they just go straight for Poison Fangs because the Poison Sting, Poison Fang combo is pretty crazy, but the Nidorina goes for Dig here, and that's going to be enough to do a ton of damage, but the Poison Stings, they're there. The Poison Stings are not doing enough to add up. Poison Fang gonna get the shield from Tamagotchi here, and he's gonna go for the Body Slam in order to try and secure the KO against this Nidorina. This is a very awkward little Pokemon here, immediately pivoting back in and going for the Psycho Boost. This is a risky play because this Deoxys is going to be double debuffed now, and that is just a very risky play. I don't think that this is something that you should normally try to do, trainers, but when you're trying to grab those dubs, oh yeah, if you hadn't gone for it, these counters would be so much more impactful. Unfortunate. And a little bit of lag there, unfortunately, as well. But thankfully, Obstagoon is still pretty healthy, and you looked at, you would expect, because the opponent had a poison type in the lead very often, those poison types are paired with dark types. So we may see a double dark team as long as the opponent isn't running their own Obstagoon or isn't running a isn't trying to run a Scrafty in the back. This Obstagoon might have a very strong time against the rest of this team. Opponent also making a very nice undercharge into the Deoxys to try and get some more farm while they are debuffed there. Another unfortunate thing is when you're debuffed like that, your opponent can just take advantage of you for the energy that you've got left. I think that at this point we have to shield something. The opponent very may well have something in the back, like Superior. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But having the shield still might be helpful. We get the boost, maybe? No boost, unfortunate. Going for the Night Slashes here, but it looks like even the catch attempt is unsuccessful. The opponent holds on to their energy, and they're just going to be able to Vine Whip down at this point. They just go for double aerial aces, and they got this. And Tamagotchi knows it, lets it go. That's going to be a good game, well played. All right, we're getting into the next battle here. We're going to have Deoxys on the lead versus another Deoxys. You have got to keep the back line off of this Deoxys. That would just be miserable. So going straight for Thunderbolt here. Not messing around. Not even going to try to overfarm. We just want to get the damage off and get this Deoxys the heck out of here. I respect it. Thunderbolt's going to get the opponent out to almost half health here. And we're going to see the opponent throw a charge move as well. They always typically run Thunderbolt. But the Deoxys neck and neck. Thunderbolt getting caught on a Steelix. Oh, Lord, that is painful. But here comes Obstagoon to take care of the Steelix, going for that cross chop right away before the opponent is able to get off the breaking swipe, winning CMP. Very important when you deal with a Steelix, if you can, throw the charge move before they get to that first breaking swipe. They're either going to shield or take more damage than they would have otherwise. So breaking swipe is going to come through. The opponent essentially shields in a hard counter matchup, not really caring so much about, you know, they just want to get debuffs, man. That's all they're trying to do here. So opponent going for that breaking swipe. Don't need to shield this at all. I reckon you could just let it go. You know, if you got triple counters, right? The opponent comes straight in with Deoxys, and unfortunately, not going to be able to get the Night Slash off in time. Deoxys has to come back in here, and is going to need to shield right in return in order to get the energy back on this Deoxys. Unfortunately, now I do believe that they are behind. Gonna have to throw a Psycho Boost at some point here. You absolutely have to. Ooh, go for the Thunderbolt. Gonna live with 1 HP. Going for the Psycho Boost, looking for the KO. This is gonna get the Deoxys extremely low, and we're gonna see a near knockout, but it's okay because Vigoroth comes in and gets the counter down here. We're gonna see what the opponent has in the back, and they said, no, I'm not playing this game because I probably have a Alolan Sandslash in the back, and that's gonna be a good game. Well played. Getting into the next one here, we're going to have a Lantern on the lead, another very neutral matchup, and this looks to be the final game. So I think at this point, because of how close Tamagotchi was to getting to Expert, this is on lock. Now we're just going to see what he does here. He's going to throw for the Psycho Boost. This is less of a good matchup for Lantern. Any Pokemon that has a one-turn fast move typically is able to do well into Deoxys because Deoxys is a high defense stat, so it takes less damage from individual hits, but has a lower HP pool. Actually, one of the lowest HP pools in all of the Great League, I believe, if you're talking about the meta. So when you have something that hits for less damage, but much faster, right? It does much more damage. Deoxys' health bar actually is going to get chewed through much more quickly because of the fact that it's eating through less HP at one per hit, but more HP over time, right? Like if each water gun's doing 2 damage as opposed to a spark doing 3 damage, those water guns will add up much quicker into Deoxys. So that's why Deoxys typically has less beneficial matchups into Pokemon that use one-turn moves like Dragon Breath or I wouldn't go as far as Lock On, but like Dragon Breath and Water Gun and things of that sort. We have another Superior in the back with 2 shields. I don't think that this is going to be a very good matchup for us. Unfortunately, that Lantern in the back is also pretty dangerous, given that it's got most of its HP, and we have to double shield here because Frenzy Plant is just too much damage to consider not. We no-shield the Frenzy Plant. The man is cracked. He's going crazy, but the Water Gun Lantern is going to be able to come in and take advantage, and shield goes up against the Lantern, and unfortunately, this looks like the end, folks. But securing what looks to be, I think, a 3-2, Mr. Tamagotchi is going to be able to secure a set to get to Legend. Triple Counter is a very hit-or-miss team in the Great League, but it was made by one of the greats of the past, Wallower himself. Mr. Tamagotchi pilots this team, does well enough to get to Expert, and that's all that really matters, folks. It's going to be a good game here. Congratulations to Mr. Tamagotchi on Expert. That was a fantastic showing of Triple Counter. Some of its wins, some of its losses. Good to see both always. Even though it was only a 6-4 run, Expert is all that matters here. Grabbing the screenshot and the outfit to boot. And that's going to be a wonderful shoutcast here. So thank you all so much for watching, trainers. If there's any battles that you've got footage of and you'd like to submit them to the channel for shoutcasting, please check out the link in the description to the Google form. Fill it out, send the battles on Google Drive, and I'll see what I can do by getting them on the channel. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. We're going to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.